Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, Kredit Kleanse family?
Yes, yes. How's everybody doing? Trying to get my light right.
Yes, good day. Where my water at?
Mm, Let me see over here more. And maybe I don't know. All right, so y'all know what to do. If you are on here, go ahead and let us know that you are in here. Also, take this time to share, and tag. Somebody else out there might need this information just as much as you do.
Just as much as
Do
you
not be no hater in these streets.
in these streets.
Ba-da-da-da. All right. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? Hey, Shauna. Hey, Miss Porter. Good
You
evening.
want to
Good
butcher
evening.
that first name?
All right. And we're going to give it some time. Let everybody get time to pop up on here. Like I said, if you are on here, go ahead, take this time to tag, share. Get the folks in here, whether it's a hater, whether it's a friend, family member, whoever, get them in here. They all could use this sauce tonight. Hey, Justin. And I'm going to share as well. Of course, let me make sure my thing is cut off. Ba, 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 da, da. It's the first time I'm going live on my page, and I don't know if it'll blend over. But we'll see.
What do you mean blend?
Huh?
What do you mean blend?
Like, because you know how used to the messages wouldn't cross over so we could see them?
Oh yeah.
All right. And we're going to give it one more minute. Like I said, go ahead and tag, share. Get the people on here. Let them know we in here. And I'm going to do the same. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. And get them in here. Like I said, how everybody Wednesday going? Let us know. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'll be sharing all over. I know I should be kicked out some groups already. Who cares? All right. Y'all ready? You ready, King?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. I am your girl, Kyra,
And I am your bro King.
and we are Credit Cleanse.
Yes, we are. Some of y'all are going to call us financial literacy experts. Some are going to say credit repair experts. But we just striving to be professionals with that personal touch. Now, we've been featured in numerous media outlets, y'all. I'm talking about the front page of newspaper, multiple magazine articles. Oh, yeah, mama, I made it. Your son is famous in these streets. Just thought I'd throw that out there. We've been in multiple magazine articles, including Text Appeal. We've had features on the radio. Shout out to Traded Chocolate Jock. We have multiple advertisements on the radio. We won one of the best small businesses in Central Texas. We won the best small business in Central Texas in multiple categories. We won best in business services, best small business of the year. The list goes on and on and on. Also, we have our book on Amazon. Shameless plug, Kyra.
Yes, the book is called Stop Paying Their Mortgage and Pay Your Own. Of course, we know that is a long title. So if you just type in Kredit Kleanse, that's credit with a K, cleanse with a K on Amazon, our book will pull up. If home ownership is your goal, this is definitely the book for you. Not only is it going to tell you everything there is to know about credit to get it to where it needs to be for the home buying process, it's also going to go down through there with debt to income ratio, let you know what programs are out there available to you to help with down payment assistance and closing costs, and a whole plethora of more things on there. A plethora. But like I said, if home ownership is the goal, that is the book for you.
For you. So if you know the Kredit Kleanse fam, y'all know we be out here coaching and mentoring and coaching, but also we are not above the process ourselves, because anybody that doesn't have a coach doesn't deserve to be a coach. So shout out to ours. The GOAT coach actually sits on the board for Experian as a subject matter expert, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. So when it comes to this particular craft, I ain't gonna say we good. We low key fire at this. Strike a match, flick a big. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Fire flame. And again, so look, you can call us financial literacy experts, credit repair experts, but we prefer to be called bridge builders.
Yes,
We're gonna find out where you are, where you want to be, and we're gonna bridge that gap, baby. In most cases, that's financial.
yes, yes. All right. So if y'all can hear us and y'all are ready to get started, go ahead and let them ones start rolling.
One,
One
one, one, one,
start
one, one,
rolling.
one, one,
If
one.
this is
One
your
time
first
for your
time,
mind.
please do not let it be your last time. One thing about us, if you are actively engaged, the more sauce and gems we are giving. Of course, if there's no engagement whatsoever, you know what we do? We shut this bad boy off, because we out here winning in these streets, but it just wouldn't be right if we didn't let y'all in on it so that y'all can be winning in these streets as well.
As well. Also, in conjunction,
In conjunction. All right, I need to see them ones rolling in. Come on, if you on here, put a one. If you on here, don't just be on here lurking. Go ahead and put a one. Let the people know, like, hey, okay, I hear y'all. The audio is good. I'm ready to get started. Okay.
come on, y'all. Get a woman her ones, because she will shut it down.
I
Anybody that
will.
don't know,
I
yeah,
will.
she will shut it down. That's all that we ask. We've paid thousands of dollars for this information, tens of thousands
For
of dollars for
trainings
this
and everything else.
information.
And we literally give it to y'all for the free 99.
We've
Least y'all can
traveled
do is
far and
be
wide.
engaged.
We crossed vast mountains, long valleys to get the information and bring that shit back home. Better give a one.
No.
I'm gonna tell you one more time to give the one.
Yes, yes. All right. We see way more people on
No, no,
here.
no, 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 that's 10. That's 10. That's like 10.
Okay. Okay. You let them
Just
make it.
chill. Chill,
Okay.
chill, chill, chill.
All right.
Let them make it, Kyra.
No.
So, Kyra, tell me now that they gave you your ones,
Okay.
what do you have for the good people tonight?
All right. So tonight I wanted to talk about these trade lines. I'm
Trade lines.
yes.
So is there like when I'm in like a group of people and I freestyle and they freestyle, like we trade lines?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. You mean like so like when we do poetry, like I go first and you go second, and then we do poetry back and forth like trade lines?
No, no.
Just explain it to me then, because I don't get it.
All right. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about these trade lines. I hear everybody out here, oh, I got a trade line to sell. Get this trade line, gonna make your credit go up. Whoopty whoop, you know? So I'm
I
just
bought one
like,
of those. It ain't work though.
do
So
you know what it is? All right. So, one, a trade line is any account that is on your actual credit report.
somebody put that in the chat. So a trade line is any account
That is
that is
reporting
on
to.
your credit report. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So, all right. So, what's the difference between? Is it like different types or like?
Yes, it is.
Okay, talk to me. Let me know. Let me know. Because the dude
All
that I
right.
bought it
So,
for, Ali told me one for $600 and it didn't work. So, I mean, I want to know.
oh, okay. All right. So you got your primary trade line.
Hold on, wait a
Um,
minute. You're using big words. First of all,
I know I'm gonna break it down.
break that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm shut up.
Okay. So you got your primary trade line. That is any account that you establish yourself. You opened up and it's on your credit report. Like you got the hard inquiry or whatever. You went out and got this primary, yours. Nobody
Okay.
else's,
So,
yours.
so Capital One, yo, I need something. You gonna mess with me? Bet. So I just got a primary trade line because Capital. Okay, bet.
All
So
right.
isn't that the same thing I was getting from Ali and them?
No, 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 no.
All right.
All right. So secondary trade line, or some people like to call them authorized user accounts.
That's what he called it.
Yes. All right. Those are secondary trade lines, meaning it is somebody else's. You're getting added on to their card, their account, their trade line. And now it's reported on your actual credit report, but you didn't establish that personally. You just got added on.
So basically, Ali just carried me on his taxes. What my taxes? It was.
All right. So, anything you want to add to that?
So primary trade line is when you establish your own accounts, credit card, loans, all of those primary trade lines. And a
Mm-hmm.
secondary trade line is when somebody establishes their own and then they add you on later, like Ali
Yes.
did me. Okay, okay. So I mean, like, which one is more important then? I mean, like, because I
The one
paid him
that's
six
more
hundred
important,
dollars.
of
He told
course,
me.
is the one that you establish yourself. But what I wanted to talk about first, let's take them down through there. What used to happen back in the day? Let's say 2017 or earlier.
Oh, so yeah, back in the day, you can call up Ali and he gonna sell you one of these trade lines, and it actually will boost your credit. You know, so if you didn't have anything reported, you get on Ali's, get his trade line, and now you actually have a 700 score, and you can go to the bank and get some credit cards, run it up. Mm, right?
Right. So what Keem is saying also is back in the day, when you got your credit repaired, let's say that they took everything off of there, right? So you got these credit suites and they took everything on off of there. You could just be added on as authorized users to there to piggyback off of somebody else's history, right? And what would happen is you could now, it would give you a score and it would be like a 700, 800, whatever, depending on the type of cards you put on there. And you could literally just go and apply for something and you would get something just based off of that. That's what used to happen back in the day. Okay.
Mm.
So, two purposes for that was being you wanted to add age to your credit history. That's one of the reasons. And we are going to talk a little bit about that and then I'll go into more.
So what's so when you said one of the main reasons that somebody would actually purchase a trade line is because of the add age to your credit history. So what would be like the benefits of me adding age to my credit history?
All right. So, age to your credit history. Well, let's say, I'm going to say this. We're going to put a little example here. Let's say that you have a 1 year old card. You just got this credit card, right? And
Mhm.
they added another card to your account. You got added on, all right? And they had 10 years worth of history on theirs. So
Okay.
now that made a total of 11 years altogether, right? When you
Mhm.
divide that by 2, now you have 5.5 credit, like that's your age, versus just having 1 year because all you had was a 1-year-old credit card.
Okay. So when he added the trade line, I had 10 years of credit showing. But when I added my own and they added this new one, it gave me 11 years divided by the 2 cards that I now have, and it gave me 5.5. Okay. So I went from 10 years to 5.5 years. All right, cool. That was the big
Right.
deal.
So in that instance, like when you get your credit age over the 5-year mark, guess what, guys? That opens you up to way more than you can get at 1 year. That could be like me and Keem always say it. For example, our our credit profiles were very similar, except for I had student loans on there. Those student loans gave me a credit age of like 9.5 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes. So when we went and applied for cards, my cards off top was being like 25,000 credit limit. But that's because that age is more than 5 years, right? And
Mhm.
Keem applied for that same type of card and he would get like 9,000. And that's because he didn't have that kind of credit age. So that's the
So,
difference.
so credit age pretty much equals to more credit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And
All
which,
right. Now, another reason that they would add you as an authorized user on these secondary trade lines is to keep your utilization low. And let me say how that works. All right. Let's say that you have a card and it has $10,000. That's your credit limit, right? Let's
okay,
say you used half of that, 5,000 of that. So that puts your utilization at 50%. If you have been following Credit Cleanse, you understand that anything more than 30% reporting to the credit bureaus is actually going to do the opposite. Instead of helping you, it is tanking your score. So if you got 50%, yeah, no bueno. It's not good. No, 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 no. All right.
So real quick,
Oh,
can
go
I
ahead.
can I
Mm-hmm.
explain the $5,000 charges on my credit card? So when you see Magic City on the receipts, that's not like a strip club or nothing like that. I was actually like learning how to do magic, and that was the name of the magic shop. They called it Magic City. So that's just wanted to explain that real quick.
All right. So let's take, remember, you have $10,000. That's your credit limit. Let's say that you was added to your sister and her card was 25,000, right? So that
Mhm.
now gives you a grand total of 35,000. Let's say you still used 5,000, but let's say she didn't use anything on her card, right?
Okay.
Now you would divide that 5,000 by 35,000, right? Is your total, and that would only be 14%. So you are still in the good. You are still in the green. 14%, that's lower than 30%. So it's helping you. You still use the same amount, but because your credit limit is now more because you was added onto someone's, you only have a total of 14%. Now, guys, I'm saying this is from a card. My sister did not use her card, okay? So she didn't use anything. So it was 0% for her. With that being said, you have to be careful when getting added to somebody's card if this is something that you are doing. Because if they max out their card, guess where that now puts that person? Way over 30%. It affects you. Anything they do to the card that you're added on, you now get affected as well. If they get a late payment, they forget to pay their bill, guess what? You just got a late payment too. And that late payment can be, one late payment can drop you up to 100 points. One late payment.
Mm. So I got a Georgia education, so I got to slow it down for myself to make sure I'm not tripping. So I use my credit card, and I use half of what my credit limit was to go to Magic City. Not the strip club, y'all. It was a magic shop. So when I went to Magic City, it showed 50%. But when my sister added me to her card, it actually showed 14% because I was able to use her credit age as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean her credit limit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so but that's the good side. But the bad side is if she has a late payment or she uses too much of her card, that's gonna hurt my credit.
Right.
All right, I got you. I got
Right.
you.
Now, you have to also, I know some of y'all like to buy these trade lines. I'm not telling you don't do it, but I'm saying be careful because if they are adding you to a Discover card, guys, you don't get any history from that. Your history starts the day it's added on there. If they add you on an American Express card, that's the same thing. You don't get any back history. So even if they tell you that Discover and American Express, oh, this card is 14 years old. Yeah, you can get added to this. Don't think it's going to boost up your credit age because it's not. Because your history doesn't start until the day it was added on there. Now, other cards, you will get that back history. But if it's American Express or Discover, no. It starts the day that you are added on there. So be careful of these people that are telling y'all just get any of these cards. They good, blah, blah. You need to know what you're getting into.
So all credit cards is not created equal. Got to
Not
know
at
the
all.
rules, especially if you are gonna be out here spending money with Ali, thinking that you about to be a credit hero
Yes.
and be a credit
Now,
hero.
let's go into what they don't tell y'all.
What they don't tell. Well, Ali didn't tell me.
All right, guys, it does this, right? But creditors and lenders, a lot of them, they got privy to this. So guess what? Remember, I told you it helps you with your age, it helps keep your utilization down. Well, when you go to apply for like another Chase card, guess what they do?
What they do?
They don't take any of your authorized user accounts, your secondary trade line accounts into a consideration. They take all of those out and look at what you have personally.
Mm, mm, mm. So, Kredit Kleanse family, we understand that Facebook runs on the algorithm, YouTube runs on the algorithm, Instagram runs on the algorithm, banks do too, and it's a very sophisticated system. So, in the past you could finesse the game by doing this, but now they actually kick it out. So, if it's a primary, they really don't even look at it like that. So, basically, what she's saying is, if you go spend your money with Ali or whomever, thinking that you're going to try to finesse the system, it don't even work no more. Save your money.
Yes. There's some still, but not that many. If you're trying to get the bad boy cards, I like to call them, which is your Chase Sapphire Reserves or Preferred, your American Express, they're not taking those into consideration. So, also, what they're not telling you is if your credit profile is not clean, meaning you don't have any collections, you don't have any late payments, you don't have any charge offs on your credit report, it really ain't helping you. So you just spent 600 all the way up to like I didn't see where they're $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Added this trade line onto your account, and guess what? It didn't do nothing for you. You didn't see a boost in your score, and the reason being is because they forgot to say, "Oh, by the way, if you have any collections, if you have any charge offs, any late payments, it's not going to give you the same impact that it would if you didn't have any of those."
Facts. So I'm glad that you say that word boost, Kyra. We talk to people all the time. We do like credit reviews, or somebody may be asking us a question in the streets, and they'll say, "Hey, I got that Experian boost. Will it help me? I got this type of boost on my credit report. Will it help me?" Like Kyra said, if you have any late payments or collections, that boost is not going to do anything for you. That's kind of like having a car without an engine, but you're still trying to put gas in it. You don't have the main thing is like that payment history, and if that's messed up, you can do all the boosting you want in the world. You are not going to see those desired results until you clean that profile. I'm gonna say it again. You will not see the desired results until you clean that profile. There's no way to cheat the system. Save your money with that boost crap. Save your money with the authorized users. Spend that or invest that into yourself and clean that profile.
Facts. All right. So I know I threw a lot at y'all. We didn't do no ones, no twos, no none of
None of that.
that. We just went down through there. Please let us know. Was this information helpful? We're gonna
Helpful. Did you
stop
get
a little
anything
bit.
out of it?
Yeah,
Did you
we're
like,
gonna
oh,
keep going, but I just put a 2. If you found this information so far, you're like, okay, this explains it more. I definitely understand. And the reason I'm going on that, this is a question I get asked on the regular. Why don't y'all do trade lines? Why don't y'all? There's a reason for it. One, it's outdated. And two, if your credit profile, I'm not going to sell you anything. What did I say when we started this year? I want to see everybody winning in 2022. We get on here and do this for the free 99 because we want to see y'all winning. I'm tired of all these companies. I'm tired of all these people really just sitting here and taking advantage of y'all. And that's what they doing, because they didn't tell you any of that. They just said, oh, you add this on here, all of a sudden you're going to get 100 to 200 point increase. Oh, but by the way, if you got collections or late payments, yeah, you might see 50 point increase. If that.
So when they advertise the whole boost thing, or when they advertise those cards like what is it called, self, the reason why those work is because they'll find somebody that has a very thin profile. So maybe they have like one card or one loan. So when you add that to somebody's profile and they don't have any negatives but just one account, yes, it's going to boost their credit, because you're adding to their credit mix. Like that's the only thing that it does for you. But if you already have 3, 4, 5 collections and you got a couple of late payments, that is not going to help your score. They don't tell you that. Another reason that you should not do the boost: one, you're giving them more information. You're giving them more access. So sometimes they ask for bank account information. You're giving them more ammunition to use against you later on. That's the first thing. And the second reason is sometimes you don't understand that you may be waiving your rights to dispute certain accounts. You got to read the fine print. Nobody's going to chase you down to give you something great. That's just not how life works. So yeah, be wary of that. And just because they show you somebody, oh, Sarah over here got 80 points added to her credit report by opening up this account.
In 1 month.
That's not going to be for everybody. That's somebody with a thin profile. And I promise you that. I promise you that.
Right. And I know a lot of us like, dang, okay, well, we just don't know. This is where the word scam comes into play. Because scam, when people say that, it doesn't automatically mean that it doesn't work. It means that, oh, they tried it and didn't get the desired results. So it just must be a scam. I seen somebody else get 100 point increase. Well, mine did it. Oh, so they scammed me. No. Did you read the fine print? Probably not. You just signed on the dotted line because you saw 100 points over there. But also, get educated, find out that information all the way before just saying, okay, let me get on here. That's one thing we even say. Don't just come to Kredit Kleanse and be like, yeah, just because so-and-so, I want to go through the program too. No, I really want you to learn. See if this company is right for you before you decide, hey, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Find out what they really had going on. Everybody's different. Are you the type of person you just want to hand it off and don't do nothing? Then it might not work well for you. That person probably was actively engaged. They went to their monthly coachings. They had us guide them all the way. They were on these lives. So they getting educated about credit. So they're doing their part while we doing our part. And it came together. But like I said, that's where the word scam comes in, is because just because you didn't get the desired results, you think, oh, all of a sudden it's a scam.
If you, now when it comes to doing the work, we're going to do the work. But if you don't want to educate yourself, if you don't want to be active in this process, then we're not for you. If you want to set it and forget it, you need to get you a crock pot or a pressure cooker XL. Like that's what that's about. That's not what we do over here. We have people to do that. It was like, oh, I'll sign up for the services, but now you're not aware of new accounts that are hitting your profile. You haven't been answering the calls from my team, and we're trying to tell you, hey, you need to open up a credit card, or hey, you really need to pay down that credit card. You know how many times people call us and they're like, yeah, Credit Kleanse is a scam, this don't work, and we let them rant. Are you finished? You finished, Miss Johnson? Okay. So when we reached out to you and told you to pay down your credit card, your profile is clean. As soon as you pay down your credit card, your score is going to go up to the high sixes, to the 700s. And soon as that card's paid down, you're going to get the desired result. Had you been actively engaged in the process, you would have known that. And our family members that are on those coaching calls every month, they learn this, they know this, and they apply this, and they get all the results.
Right, right. Facts. So definitely we're gonna open it up, do Q&A.
Any
Any
questions?
questions that you have, whether it be for the personal credit, business credit, building, just whatever, go ahead, ask away. I also want to let y'all know that Friday is the ending of our $99 special. So normally our services is $249 to start and $99 a month. But right now we are doing a special because we are wanting to help as many people as we can get into homes, start that business that they've been wanting to, or just, get those high limits so that they can have an emergency fund, whatever it may be. We opened it up where now it's only $99 to start. If this is something that you want to do, definitely make sure get in before Friday.
Nels View said, I never trusted the boost because it felt like we were giving them too much information and waiving our ability to dispute accounts. Facts. Not everybody see it like that. They see the carrot on the stick and say, "Ooh, I want that carrot."
And it's
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's one of those that they don't really tell you. They just show you somebody that never had a loan before. So when they applied it on there, they got that 120 point increase.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Question. So if one spouse credit is good, but the other is not, should they add the other as an authorized user?
Only if the so if you have good credit and your spouse doesn't, if your spouse doesn't have any credit at all, then yeah, add them as an authorized user. But if they already have established trade lines and it's just not in good standing, then the authorized user is not going to help.
Facts. So what they need to do is actually cleanse that credit.
Are there any trade lines that are effective if I have late payments? Nope. That goes back to what I was saying. You cannot finesse the system. If you are in that position and you know that you have late payments, you have collections, don't try to boost anything. Any benefit that you would get is going to be knocked down because of that late payment or the payment history. You cannot finesse the system.
And also, if you are adding somebody on, you need to make sure it's a card that you keep below 30%. And also that it's a card like this is when it's coming to your kids. Because I always say, go ahead, add your kids as an authorized user to start building their credit history, building them a credit profile. So that when they get out of high school, they already have some type of credit established, right? But when it comes to that, adding them to a card, you don't want to put them on a card that you always max out. Now you hurting them even more than you're hurting yourself because you might have other additional cards. But if that's their only card or whatever, you already hurt them from the jump start. Also, if that is a card that you have late payments on, don't go add your child onto that card because guess what? Like I said, if it's not American Express, if it's not Discover, they're getting that history. So those times that you had late payments, now they got those times that you had late payments.
They gonna inherit your drama. Look at it like that. they will inherit whatever you have, whether it is good or bad.
Yes. Um, if you add your child as an authorized user and you mess up your own credit, how had that? How does that affect my child?
I think she's saying how bad does that affect my
Oh,
child?
okay.
It's going to hurt them. It's going to be just like that. They have gotten those late payments. So
Right.
whatever you
And
do, now go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, and you got to think though, you have years of credit history probably by now. If your child is just starting off, they have a thin profile. So any little thing is definitely they finna get the max. So one late payment, remember I said that's like 100 points. They're gonna get those 100 points attack because they don't have anything else to kind of. I'm not gonna say help or anything, but they don't have anything else. They just have what you just added them to.
Right.
So now that's major for them. So what it did for you, if you were in the 700s, drop you to the 600s, blah, blah, blah. But if they're just starting out, it's going to crash, drop them all the way down. Uh-oh, go ahead.
Just curious, how many authorized users can you add to one account? The most I've seen is about 5. On average, you're going to see about 5 at a time. They do normally ask you, no, they're going to ask you if you open up a new credit card, do you want to add any authorized users? And they'll give you about 5 slots.
Mm-hmm.
Pro tip. So because Ali done messed up the game and he like to get credit cards and add people to them, banks are hip to that. So if they aren't in your immediate family, or if they aren't sharing your address, be very, very careful about adding those authorized users. Now, I'm not saying they have to live with you or they have to have the same last name, but if you, because of the history of people that are trying to scam and try to finesse the bank, if they see that it's one person in Georgia, it's another person over here in Virginia, you got one person in Texas and one person in New York, that looks high risk to them and they will close that account.
Right. And that's something you don't want to happen, especially guess if that was a 14-year-old card and then you were adding just other people to try to make some money off your card and all this other stuff and they shut it down, it just hurt you as well. And if that was your highest limit, credit limit, guess what it's doing now? One, we always say never close an account once you open it because it drops your score when it comes to the credit cards. So also now the limit just changed, your credit overall credit limit. So let's say that card was the one that you never even maxed out. It had the highest limit, and the other ones you kind of maxed out, and you go now it shoots you over 30%. So yeah, you can also tarnish yours. But don't be so greedy and want to sell trade lines or sell spots on your card and end up getting yours shut down because they are closing them.
Facts. And another thing is, most banks aren't going to push the issue. They would just close the account, but they could sue you for that because you look in the fine print. They'll tell you that you cannot like resell or repackage their property because even though that credit card has been issued to you and they give you that nice credit limit, it's still the bank's property. And if they catch you reselling that, they can prosecute you if they so choose to. So don't let nobody tell you, oh, it's not illegal. No, it's not illegal to add one of your family members. And that's how they expect you to use it. But as soon as you resell it, you enter into some uncharted waters. But don't take my word for it. Read your contract. It's in there.
Any other question, guys? Y'all got some good questions tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? And like I said, when we open up the floor for Q&A, we aren't just y'all's bridge builders when it comes to like the credit restoration process. We are business builders. We are that wealth builder out here. We know what we're talking about. So y'all got us on here, ask those questions right away. We now have employees, we have a team, we have a staff. So when you call, you're probably not going to get us.
And don't be mad about that.
Yeah, don't be mad. We're growing. We in 33 states. What?
So y'all got this. It was like, nah, man, I got this trade line stuff. I know I'm not about to rock with Ali no more.
Let me go on mine just to make sure. Just to make sure. All right. Any other questions? All right.
Question: I was recently involved in fraud, and I was notified that my information was exposed to the dark web. Should I cancel and change all my accounts? Is there anything I should do specifically? So, what I would do is make sure that you change all your passwords.
If they were the
Um,
same,
yeah, but to change all of your accounts, that's extreme because at this day and age,
all
especially
our
how
information is somehow on the black web.
facts. If you have to think about, it's people that are actually working at these institutions, it's people that are working at these places like gas stations that we go through, these restaurants. They are the ones that are doing it. So it's always going to be some level of it. The main thing is make sure that you have those safeguards in place to where you're notified. I love the banks that we use because if I spend $2, they let me know you just
Mm-hmm.
spent $2 over here. So you definitely want that in place. But I wouldn't scorch earth and just change everything.
Right.
Password.
And oh, I was go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
And I said my passwords for sure. But yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
And I was gonna say stop using those debit cards. If you are a person and you have credit cards, you should be using your credit cards. And then the only thing that checking account, that debit card is good for is paying off them credit cards. It's more security on your credit card than it is on those debit cards.
Fact and point to add on to what Kyra is saying. So let's say that you got two people, right? One person account got hacked, right? And it was their debit card or their personal account. And the other person, it was a credit card that got hit. In which scenario do you think the bank is going to work harder? For your money or for their money?
Mm.
I'm going to answer it for you. It's for their money. If use their credit card, because now if somebody hits that, they're going to work to get their money back. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Because now they're on the line. They're the one that has like they're going to be the ones that's looking to take the biggest loss in that scenario.
Facts. And also, you have, if you are one in our Kredit Kleanse family, you have Identity IQ. The one that we partner with, they have the dark web protection on there. So even though your information might have been leaked, if anything was to go on, you have $1 million policy. So they will make sure that you get that back.
Absolutely. Always risk the bank's money, not your own. They insured. Your
Mm-hmm.
money's not insured like that. Well, it is. It is FDIC insured up to 250K, but it's not the same as being insured. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your level of insurance is not the same level of insurance when it comes to the bank.
Right, right. And also, let me backtrack and say this so y'all don't just be, oh, she told me to use my credit card, not my. What I'm saying is use your credit card, like pay your bills. You when you get in gas, whatever, you using your credit card. But the money that you was going to use that's on your debit card, that's what you paying that credit card off with. Okay. So no, that don't mean just go swipey swipe, 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 and you ain't got the money to cover it. What I'm saying is use your card, but pay off your bill with the cash in hand, basically.
I want to give a scary scenario, worst case scenario, right? So let's say you just got your income taxes back. IRS felt like doing a little tricking this year, so you got a substantial amount. You got like up in the 10K range. Sometimes when people's accounts get hacked, some people don't always win the investigation, or sometimes they don't give you back all your money, or sometimes it takes them a long time, Kyra, to give you back your money. Now, when all of your money's tied up like that, it's scary because now you're not able to pay your bills. You're not able to pay, tuition or whatever it is. That's a scary situation for you. All your money's tied up. And if you're relying on credit cards, it's like it's a hole. It's a deep hole that you can quickly get into. Now, let's say on the other side of things. So let's say they hit your credit card for $10,000 and they're giving you that same type of energy. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to we'll cover partial part of it, but not the whole thing. Or the investigation came back and we think you did it, so we're not going to pay anything. Worst case scenario, you can close that account and pay it off over time while it's comfortable for you versus just being thrown in the water. Again, this is like an extreme scenario, but it does happen to people. And I much rather it be the bank's money tied up like that versus my own. And it does happen. It just happened to us. What was that, like last year?
Yeah,
Middle of
last year.
And it took a minute. It took a minute to get that money back.
Heck yeah.
You have another question? Do trade lines come with personal credit when you sign up for Kredit Kleanse? So we're not one of those companies that say, hey, we offer trade lines, but we are going to help you establish those primary trade lines. As a matter of fact, we do that while simultaneously cleansing your credit. Like, hey, go get a credit card. Hey, go get 2 credit cards. Establish your own primaries.
Right. We're not at that point yet. To add on to what King was saying, we don't just say go, we tell you the type of cards to get, because not every credit card is created equally. So when you come through us, we're getting you cards. One, if you have to start with a secured card, guess what? We're getting you a card that's going to eventually graduate. So it's not going to stay secured always. It's going to graduate into unsecured, meaning if you had to put money to back that card, it's going to graduate. So they're going to credit you back the money that you put on there to start with and give you a higher credit limit. We're going to get you those. Let's say that you are starting with us and we do see that you have credit cards, but they're high. In those coachings, what we're doing is forming a plan to get those credit cards back down. So helping you to pay those credit cards back down. We are not the average. We don't just come and be like, oh yeah, we're going to cleanse it and send you on your way. No, we want to help you succeed, but we also want to help you excel. That means when you leave us, you should be top notch. I have not known so far for anybody to graduate out of our program without at least at minimum 15K. Those are the people that did the coachings, of course. If you came in, just got your cleanse and went on your way, you didn't want to do the coaching, that's on you. But if you are with us, we're guiding you all the way through because we want to see you excel. When I say credit changed our life, it really did. So I need that for it to do the same thing for you. Nobody in here should be living paycheck to paycheck. And now, knowing what I know now, there's no reason to. When you have credit at your hand, credit opens up doors that money will never open up. Period. We have people that come through through our doors that are millionaires. And guess what? They can't get into the home that they want to. Why? Because their credit is trash. We cleanse it, get it where it needs to be. And guess what? They're now able to close on that home. So yes, it opens up opportunities. It opens up doors that you can never with just cash in hand.
Never, ever, ever.
And once that cash is gone, it's gone. Credit, use it, pay it down, use it again.
So what do you do after getting late payments or on the verge of losing them? Do you let it go to the credit as a charge off or continue paying it down? How do you know which cards to keep or do you keep all? How long will this hurt your profile? Or how long before getting back where you were before late payments? Is it a way to start over? Woosah. Now that's a lot.
Let's break it down.
Yeah, in a scenario like this, if you're in a situation, first thing I want you to do is book that free credit review so we can talk about your specific situation and identify what's what. But on the broad scope of things, we are going to break this down like piece by piece. So, Kai, you want to start?
Okay. So what do you do after getting late payments or on the verge of losing them? Well, I want to say before you even get a late payment, or if you on the verge of getting a late payment, the first thing you want to do is reach out to that credit card company. Y'all don't understand that these creditors really do, they want to keep your business. So they're willing to help you. If you have had great credit history, payment history all this time, they're not going to be like, oh, well, it's just going to be late. They sometimes will be like, you know what? We're going to add your monthly payment to the back end. So this month is going to make it where you don't have a payment. Go ahead, do what you need to do so you can get back into position. But when you don't reach out to them, you don't know this. And that's where the late payments come. Now, if you have already got a late payment, the best thing to do is just get back on track, wait around 10 on time payments, and then go ahead and send them a goodwill letter stating the reason that you had that late payment on there. And guys, if some of the time, majority of the time, they will take it off because they understand we are human. We have life happens. But if you are a person that has nothing but lates reporting, they're not going to be willing to take that late payment off when they see that you do it every month. So if you're on the verge of losing them, for me, you really have to think about, like, if it's just out of your hands, if it's a $200 or $500 limit, taxes is going to hit, pay that bad boy off. But if it's 10,000, 15,000, and you know, like, hey, I just ain't got it, I can't, or whatever, worst case scenario is to go ahead and let them close out for me and start the repair process.
So if you're in a situation like that where life happens and it's just too much going on, it's like, man, I owe all of my credit cards and these loans and whatnot, I don't know what to pay. So credit cards are going to take a priority over loans. For me, this is my personal opinion. This is just what Keem thinks. Credit cards are going to take a priority over loans because credit cards are harder to get and they're actually more important on your credit profile. Just
30%.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is a bit more important. So let's say that you have 4 cards, right? The one that I would save the most is the one that's least damaged. So if I know that 2 of them have a late payment and the other 2 don't, well, the ones that don't have a late payment yet, I'm going to protect those. So before I pay anything else, I'm going to protect those cards. Why? Because even if I have to start over, I already have a leg up. That's going to be the really important thing. Another thing is, so like whatever's untouched is going to be first priority. The second priority is which one has been established the longest. Now, if I have a credit card that's been like open for 10 years, I'm going to try to save that.
Yes.
Even if it got like 5 or 6 late payments, I will take my time to remove those late payments because it's going to take you 10 years to build up that credit age again. But it won't take nearly 10 years to remove 6 late payments. That is some work. That's more extensive, but like it can be done. So again, if you're in one of those scenarios where you just feel like you're just in over your head, protect the credit cards that have not been hurt yet. And the second thing is, if you have like a lot of credit history or a lot of credit age on a particular account, I'm going to save that. But again, that's a lot. So I would want you to call in so we can help you. We can identify that because you might think like, okay, cool. But then you're like, hold on, what? Well, how do I know when it's actually worth it? I mean, it's 2 years. Is 2 years enough? It doesn't need to be 6, 7, 8 years. You're not going to know those questions, and your overall situation is going to play a big part in that. So, call in if you're facing that situation.
And then let's see.
Oh, my bad.
I wanted to make sure. How do you know which cards to keep? How long would this hurt the profile? How long? Anything that's on there, unless it's 7 years at minimum. So if it's still open, of course, it's going to be impacting you unless you do something about it. Like Keem was saying, definitely you want to reach out and so we can actually take a look at your actual credit reports and see what's going on.
Facts. And how long will this hurt your profile? As long as it takes to get the late payments and collections off. Just start. That's the big thing. Just start. Just start. And don't wait until you need it, guys. Don't wait until it's like, oh, I want to get in this house in the next 60 days. That's not the time to do it. If once you have the idea, so say you just moved into a rental, you're like, you know what, I'm really tired of renting. I want to get in the home. That's when you reach out to Kredit Kleanse. That's when. So we can go ahead and start the process, and we have plenty of time. Give us plenty of buffer room to work with. So many times people call us when they're like, hey, what can you do for me in 30 days? Pray for you. That's all I can do, sir, man. You can go to whoever you want. They're going to promise you, oh, we can sweep that. I can sweep that, no problem. 30 days max. Nobody can tell you that. Unless you got a plug. Now, look, if you have someone that you know that works at TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and they have access to those computers making good
right.
Money, unless it's that, nobody can tell you exactly when it can come off.
Facts. Y'all are asking some good questions.
Facts. Is there a way to start over? I'm gonna give y'all a little sauce. Now I got to make sure y'all still up. So go and drop a 3 in the chat if y'all want a little sauce. If you want a little sauce, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat. If not, I just go about my business.
333 333.
Okay, I'm just going about my business. I ain't saying I want no sauce. Man, nobody care about that. I already got what I needed. Oh, okay. I spoke too soon. I see them 3s. I apologize. My grandma always told me, boy, take your time. So this start over part, we understand how the credit process works. All right. So you have an account and you become late. You're going to have to become late up to like 120 days, up between 120 and like 180 days before they actually close that account, right? Once they close that account, it goes off into a charge-off status. Once it hits that charge-off status, like, it is what it is. It's either going to stay a charge-off or they're going to switch it to collections. This is a process can take like 6 to 9 months, right? We're just giving them some time. We can delete that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, however, let's say that you've been entertaining, like, you know what, it's too much. I want to file bankruptcy. How many years does a bankruptcy last, Kai?
What, 10 years? Once it reports?
So why would you file bankruptcy? Now, this is not legal advice. I am not an attorney. This is for educational research purposes only. I know my rights, so you can't sue me. But why would you want to file a bankruptcy that's going to last to be on your credit report for 10 years? And now, even if you get it deleted, you still have to disclose, or some people
that
will
you
still
had a bankruptcy.
Some people will still want you to disclose that you had a bankruptcy. Why are you going to do all of that and put yourself in this box for all of these years versus just let it go through the process? Let it, you can't pay it no more. Cool. Just let it close. Let it go to the charge-off status. And if you want to expedite it, just call them like, hey, I ain't gonna be able to pay this. Can you just go ahead and close it? Speed it up. Let it close. Let it go to charge-off or collections, and then focus on the credit repair aspect and deal with it on the back end. And let's say that process takes a year and a half. A year and a half is still better than 10 years. And you don't have to disclose that ugly thing, bankruptcy, on these applications anymore.
Now, the only thing I'm going to say, if you are in a situation where you have 20,000, or plus, then I would definitely still say go the bankruptcy route, because we are able to delete it from your credit profile. Because the one thing I don't want you to have is a $25,000 card, and then you get it, or is with somebody that they can sue you for it. Because if you're in the state of Texas, they still have 4 years that they can come after you for that. So.
Okay, so look, y'all, this is one of them times we're going to agree. Now, I agree with it, but the only thing is I wouldn't want to put a number on it. Because now if you're one of those people, you only make like $40,000 a year, then absolutely, then you probably want to entertain bankruptcy. But some of y'all balling. Some of y'all highly educated, highly paid. And if you're making like $200,000, $300,000 a year, now that $25,000 might not look the same to you, so it may not be worth it. So Kyra definitely gave you great information. Please consult with a professional first, regardless of what you want to do, because everything Kyra said is accurate. Please consult with a professional first, because your situation may not be as bad as you think it is.
Facts. Somebody said bankruptcy is a ripoff. In some cases, it really.
Nah, that's bankruptcy. Bankruptcy can be a blessing. Bankruptcy can be a blessing. So what we know of is like, oh well, I filed bankruptcy. You probably only know of like that one chapter, chapter 7, chapter 11. There's other chapters of bankruptcy. You have some of them is called like asset re. So first, let me go back. If a person has gotten to the point where they owe, well, I only make $40,000 a year, but I'm $100,000, $200,000 in debt. Like I'll be in debt probably for the rest of my life with this particular income. And bankruptcy is a way for you to actually get out of that. It's worth the 10 years now. Would you rather pay that debt off for the next 40, 50 years? Or would you rather deal with a 10-year situation? Kredit Kleanse can help you get deleted faster. that bankruptcy is a godsend for some people. So it's really not a ripoff. Especially now we're gonna raise the vibration a little bit. Do you know Donald Trump filed bankruptcy over? I know it's more than 2 times. I can't say exactly how many times, but the reason why he did that is called asset reallocation. So it's like a debt consolidation loan. That's what they did for him. You owe 100 million for this building, right? He files bankruptcy, and now it's like, okay, cool. You only owe 30. He gets to keep the property. No. That's a blessing. That's a great thing. That's actually a debt reduction strategy. Once you get up into the higher echelon, we're just not educated on that. We only know about 7 and 11. That's the scorched earth method. But don't take our word for it. Please do a little bit of research, and you'll see that there's definitely more to it. I have $50,000 in debt from auto loans that I'm currently paying off, bankruptcy route, or continue to cleanse my credit and pay down. That's going to be something that you want to talk about on your coaching call.
Facts.
Kai, you want to take this one? Does Kredit Kleanse have an extension plan or a payment plan option if you lose employment while enrolled in the Kredit Kleanse program?
We have people that won't have to stop because life happens. What we do is just put it on pause. And then when you're able to, we do not want to hurt you. So if it's something that's hurting you to pay $99 a month, or if you're in the couples plan to pay 140, 145, whatever it is a month, then we would just put it on pause, put your plan on pause, help you to figure out how you can get back into a good position, whether it be a budgeting class. And of course, we're doing this for free, doing a budgeting class to get you back on point. But we would pause it because if you've lost your job and you don't have any income right now, I'm going to say credit, even though it can help, but it doesn't need to be hindering you. So if $99 is hurting you because that could go to your lights, that could go to, keeping a roof over your head or whatever it is, I want you to take that into priority. So we're going to pause that, get you back on track. And then once you're ready, you can always come back in and start. Now, with that being said, of course, during that time, I need you to do whatever it is possible. If you have a card, that means making at least your minimum payment, because you don't want to come back into the program and now you got all these new collections, all these new charge-offs, and you might have been right at the end. So that's why I said we would do a budgeting. We would figure out what is going on. What do you have in savings? If you are a person that's been doing coachings, your credit limit and everything else should be increasing. If it unless you are a person that you started this month and next month, that's when you had something go on. But if you've been with us, we've been building and cleansing at the same time, and you've been doing your coachings. So, of course, I'm going to say pause it. We're going to do budgeting together and then get you back on point. And then you come back and then you start it.
Is it a good idea to take a loan from your business and pay off your personal debt?
You want to answer that?
I'm going to say yes and no. This has to be very strategic, and you have to be pretty savvy to pull this off. Now, it's not a good idea to take a loan from your business. So here's my thing: if you're in a place where you can't pay off your personal debt, like you're in dire need, but you want to get something from your business to pay that off, I hope you got a really good way to pay that back. Or you like, no, I know for sure I got to pay the money. It's like two scenarios. One person I'm gonna tell yes, and another person I'm gonna tell no, to make it more simple. Person A is like, nah, my finances is on point. Like my personal credit is good. I got a pretty decent income. I'm just carrying some debt over there. My business is doing good as well. I don't have any like business debt. So what I was thinking was, Keem, is like I want to take this $100,000 loan and pay off all of my personal stuff so nothing appears over there, and now all the liability is on my business. Yes, sir, you are a good candidate. Pull the trigger. Now, absolutely. Now, if the second person is like, hey man, look, I don't even know how I'm gonna pay my light bill. Look, bro, I got a business. My business is doing good, and I can get a loan. But man, I'm struggling on the personal side, and I really just want to take this loan, and I just want to catch up on some stuff. No, yeah, don't do that, because now all you did was open up two gates. If you couldn't handle the personal side, and this is my best thinking, you know what I'm saying? Kyra, please tell me if you feel otherwise. If you can't handle that stuff on the personal side, you're trying to juggle both now. Unless you're trying to eliminate all of that personal and carry it on the business side, that's not a good thing, because on the business world, things can be more expensive. It can be more expensive, especially if you're not really, really established. You're trying to take some of these high interest loans or high interest advances.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Kai?
Yeah, same thing. If it's just to clear your personal so you can carry everything on the business side, yes. But if you're struggling and you're like, okay, I just want to transfer, but then you end up harming your business, I'm going to say no, because your business is way more powerful than your personal.
Facts.
You get 10 times to 100 times more on your business side versus that personal side. So if it's something that you feel like you're going to be late on, and here's the difference also. So on the personal side, you have a late payment, right? It dropped you 100 points. You can not get no more lates and kind of almost balance yourself or get that off, right? Well, your business side is based upon payment history. So you get one late payment, your score just went from getting approved everywhere to getting denied everywhere. And it takes 10 experiences to even kind to help that late that you just had occur on your business side.
And when she said experiences, I mean basically you got to make like 10 on-time payments just to combat that. Again, if you're facing, I want to say this again, if you're facing one of those situations, don't lean on your own understanding. Like, you have people that you can reach out to on the cool, even if it's not us. Like, man, look, I don't know y'all like that. Whatever is worth the investment. Even if somebody's going to charge you like a coaching call, then yeah, take that coaching call, because you may not be able to see the entire field. If I'm going through something crazy like that, I'm calling my coach. I don't care what he's charging, because I would much rather pay him. Let's say if it's $300, I'd rather pay him $300 than take a $3,000 loss over here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that's what it is. It's like, dang, I ain't know it was that simple. I wish I knew it was that easy. On the business side, can you add authorized users to business credit cards? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Now, the thing with that is when it comes to business credit cards, unless it is like Capital One or Discover, I believe, they report to your personal and your business. So it would impact them. But if you have a card like American Express and you add a person on there as an authorized user, it doesn't report to your personal. It only reports to your business. The only time that it'll report to your personal is if you defaulted on that credit card.
Big facts.
That was a good question.
Yeah, that was a really good question. Any more questions, guys?
Any more questions for us?
Any more questions? Any more questions?
Like I said again, right now we are doing a promo. It is $99 to get started, $99 a month. You're not locked into any contract. If you don't see any changes within the first 90 days and you are doing your coachings, you're doing what you're supposed to do, then of course we will refund you back your money.
Is Kredit Kleanse accepting any partnerships? We are pretty much always entertaining new partnerships. It's a case-by-case basis. So I would advise you to reach out and speak your piece. Tell us what your idea is and what you're trying to do, and we'll see if we can accommodate you.
Yes. And we have partnerships everywhere. Some of the realtors, mortgage loan officers, mortgage companies, even people that just like I'm connected with people that's investing, but they need to get their business credit on point. We have all those type of partners out there. So yes, we love to partner, especially if it's helping us all get into in position where we can live the life that we want to live, not just have to live. You know what I mean? So yes. Brittany Lane. Thanks, Karen Keem. Appreciate all the. You welcome.
You are very welcome. We appreciate you showing up.
Yes. All right. Any other questions tonight? Also, if you are part of the Kredit Kleanse family, don't forget that we have that challenge that is going on. Y'all got until Friday. We are trying to send y'all to Cancun. Paid for. We pay for the vacation. Definitely make sure you are doing that challenge.
All right, I'm not seeing no questions come through. So, yeah, man, y'all send your love. If you enjoyed this, if it was educating, if it was entertaining, if it was edutaining, go ahead and show your love. My Steve Harvey voice. Show some love. Let them hearts fly.
Let them hearts fly. If y'all found this information helpful. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the hearts. Thank y'all for the love.
Thank you, Miss Jackie. Thank you, Nels View.
Yes. All right, guys. So before you get those trade lines, make sure you know what you are getting into. Remember, if you have any late collections, charge-offs, reporting, it's not going to give you the same impact as it would someone else. Also, when it comes to these trade lines, back then it was gold. Now it is probably like copper. Okay, so therefore, you need to be utilizing it, I guess, for the history or to get your utilization down in check. But do not think that it's going to give you that American Express Platinum if you ain't got nothing on yours to help it build so they can see that you have credit of your own and you just go out there, get some little trade lines because somebody done sold you on this and think you about to get out here and run it up. It ain't going to happen. And now you're going to be mad because you done spent $600, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is, dollars. And now you're mad and now you calling it a scam. All right. That's my spiel.
I'm Takeem Chambers and I approve this message.
All right, guys. I'm your girl, Kyra.
And I'm your bro, Keem.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.